Good Wednesday morning. Matt Rogers live here at Avista Stadium where check it out. The field is in pristine condition. A big thank you to the grounds crew that's getting that in shape, and also all the construction workers working on Avista Stadium. A lot to show you that's new this year coming up this hour. Sean?
We look forward to that. Thanks, Matt, and a good morning to you. It is a good start to the day, and we do have plenty of sunshine. I'd like to thank you for watching us.
And some special sunshine and good mornings going out this morning to nurses Jen, Susie, and Laura. Coffee is on as KHQ Local News Today starts right now.
Right now on Q6 and live on your mobile device. This is KHQ Local News Today.
My neighborhood, what, 200 feet away from my house.
The thoughts of neighbors echoing across much of Cleveland right now as 3 women begin to recover from a 10-year-long ordeal. Those 3 women held captive for more than a decade by 3 men who are all in police custody this morning. The pieces are still coming together this morning as investigators look into how this could have happened right there in a neighborhood in Cleveland. Good morning, I'm Sean Allison.
And I'm Shelley Monahan. What about in our area? Could there be an Amanda Berry, a Gina De Jesus, or a Michelle Knight being kept near your home? This morning, crime tracker Kalai Chott puts the spotlight on the children missing in the Inland Northwest who are listed with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and how you can help. And I think, Kalai, the most disturbing thing about this, so many people saying it was happening right under their nose, they had no idea.
Right, and it really brings to mind the women, as you mentioned, who have gone missing in our area. I should say the young people who have gone missing in our area. I want to remind you of Rebecca West. This was a national story when Rebecca West went missing with her friend Nikki Wood back in 1991. Her body was never found. Wood's body, on the other hand, was, and a man named Michael Tarbert is now serving time for both of their murders. But again, Rebecca never found. Next, I want to show you Lori Lynn Partridge. She went missing in 1974 when she was 17 years old. Here's a progression photo of what she would look like now today at 53 years old. She was last seen walking home from school at 37th and Havana Street. Foul play is suspected in this case. More recently, Angel Dawn Wilson, she is listed by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. She went missing in 2007. She's considered an endangered runaway, as is this person, Christopher Charles Loesch. Now, some of these cases, these people are presumed dead. However, it's tricky, Sean and Shelley, because as we saw earlier this week, sometimes that's not always the case. The presumptions are not always true, and this definitely reminds us of this case and this little girl, Shasta Groney. She went missing back in 2005 with her brother in Coeur d'Alene. She was taken to the Montana wilderness and held captive for 6 weeks. However, she reappeared in Coeur d'Alene, and because of alert people who were on the lookout and had seen the posters, they were able to identify her and call police. Sean and Shelley.
All right, Kalai, thank you. Well, the 3 suspects in the case of the missing women are behind bars this morning. Their names, Ariel, Pedro, and O'Neill Castro, brothers in their 50s. They will face police questioning later today. Ariel Castro is a former bus driver and owner of the home that Amanda Berry escaped from on Monday night. The Castro brothers have not officially been charged. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children highlighted how they helped investigators behind the scenes.
During the past 10 years, the National Center quietly was engaged, providing technical assistance to law enforcement as they continued to work leads and tips.
President John Ryan saying that he was happy the women were safe at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's annual Hopes Award dinner in Washington, D.C.
6:04, a hearing on the terror attack on the consulate in Benghazi, Libya, will draw tough questions and new testimony today. The House Oversight and Government Reform Committee will hold that hearing. Gregory Hicks, a veteran diplomat in the State Department, is slated to testify earlier this week. House Republicans released transcripts from an interview with Hicks, who says he called for military help but was overruled. In a different part of the Capitol building, the Senate Crime and Terrorism Subcommittee will be holding a hearing on cyber threats this morning. It is predicted that cyberspace will become the world's next major battlefield. Major U.S. banks have been recent targets from foreign governments like Iran, Russia, and China have also been suspected. Specialists from the FBI and the private sector are set to testify.
The business of unmanned flight is booming. Drones are starting to fly high in the sky for everything from land surveys to livestock monitoring to search and rescue. While there are some concerns surrounding the security and legality of the devices, few experts question the fact that many jobs can be created. They say the drone industry could create as many as 100,000 jobs, adding $82 billion to GDP in the next 12 years. Designers say ultimately the consumer will decide what the best use is for the unmanned planes.
We put advanced technology in the hands of regular people, and they figured out what it's for.
The drones cost between $550 up to $2,000 a piece. Often they're utilized by farmers checking on their crops. Well, LA Dodgers outfielder Matt Kemp isn't having the best season of his career this year, of course, because of surgery. But that doesn't matter to one fan who got more from his favorite player than he ever expected. Originally, Matt planned to give Joshua Jones, dying of inoperable cancer, just a baseball. But when he saw the teenager sitting there watching him in awe, Kemp gave him the shirt off his back, literally. He also threw in his cleats and his hat. Jones was given only a few months to live last week, and his family pitched in to get him front row seats for one final baseball game. Matt Kemp said it was simply the right thing to do. What a great story.
I love that story. All right, Shelley. Well, voluntary evacuations are in effect for people near the Catawba River in North Carolina after Monday's heavy rain hit that area. And you're looking at a new video that we received this morning. Residents in the Riverside community in northwestern Mecklenburg County are under a volunteer evacuation right now after water levels continue to rise near the river on Tuesday. Heavy rainfall on Monday caused the river and surrounding bodies of water to rise rapidly. Emergency crews are asking about 10 families to evacuate their homes, and Duke Energy will cut power to about 30 homes in that community as a safety measure. Catawba County officials have declared a state of emergency due to ongoing flooding concerns along that stretch of water. Blake?
Right now, your weather on the 6s.
You know, speaking of flooding, we got some concerns of our own. Area rivers on the rise. Of course, we're seeing unseasonably hot temperatures for this time of the year, anywhere from 15 to 20 degrees above normal. And as we've mentioned a couple times, yesterday, eastern Washington, North Idaho, basically our entire forecast area, the warmest spot in the entire country at 85 degrees, the official high for Spokane. Much warmer in other areas around the region. 84 degrees, though, the high temperature today. That coming at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Right now, temperatures are mild. Look at that, already near 60 degrees in Spokane. I got to tweak my temperatures. 58 right now, 48 in Coeur d'Alene, 53 in Moses Lake, and 55 degrees in Lewiston. Now, however, in this heat, you know, we usually don't start talking about it just yet, but in this heat, especially because we're seeing it so early in the year, it can obviously be a danger for pets that you leave in the car. This morning, Katie Steiner has details on how it could cost you and how a pup has already been rescued from a hot car in Kansas City. Katie, good morning.
Hey Blake, well this is my cat Tiger, and he likes being inside the car, except for he doesn't like being in the car when I'm not in it. And here's why. When it's hot outside, it's even hotter inside your car. And here's an example. Let's say it's 70 degrees, 78 degrees outside. It could get up to 160 degrees inside of your car if you park in the sun, and that's not going to be good for any pet, including Tiger here. Cracking your window is not going to help, and there's actually a prime example out of Kansas City this morning. Somebody left a puppy inside of a car for a month in Kansas City. Now that puppy was dehydrated and starving, but she is expected to live.
It's devastating to hear, and then it's inspiring all at the same time. So hearing how this little girl who's 12 weeks old has lived in this car for this long in those conditions, it's just amazing.
Now, Scraps has never seen anything that bad, but they do see animals that are left inside of the car every summer. And if you get caught leaving a pet like Tiger inside of the car, you could be facing charges, felony animal cruelty charges. So when it's hot outside, just make sure you put your dog, your cat, anything that you have inside of your house and leave it there when you're going out on the road. Reporting live in Spokane, Katie Steiner, KHQ Local News Today.
Katie's cat does not look happy to be awake that early in the morning.
Yeah, Tiger doesn't get up until about 9:30 every morning.
That look.
All right, Shelley, it's 3-2, game's on the line. What's your pitch? Slider, curve?
I say slow and inside.
Sinker?
Slow and inside. Nikki says spitball. She has the final. With that, we throw it to Matt Rogers.
I don't think that's part of the game, Matt.
Oh, yeah. You know, last I checked, those spitballs are illegal there, Nikki. We'll have to talk about that. You know, a lot of caution tape and some new concrete up here at Avista Stadium. Things still underway, but rest assured it will be ready to go with some brand new renovations come opening day on June 14th. I've got Otto Klein with me here with the Spokane Indians. Good morning to you, Otto.
Good morning.
Hey, this used to be the concession area now, but something new going to be here for folks when they come to opening day. What is it?
It did. If you remember, since 1958, we've had a old concession stand here, and now we're going to have a beautiful new shade structure for fans right when they walk in the stadium. It's going to be great.
All right. Now, one of the other things that we talked about the concessions. Here's the new concession building. Quite an upgrade, Otto. It's huge. Goes around the corner there. We're going to walk inside, but give us a feel for the need that this had for some new concessions.
Well, the fan experience is going to change dramatically when you come out to Avista Stadium for a ball game. All new concessions as part of our renovation project. You're going to see here the front of the concession stand. And Matt, you made a comment a minute ago. It goes forever.
It does.
Goes around. There's more points of sale. Beautiful new equipment.
So bottom line, if you're here at a game, Otto, and you want to get a hot dog, a soda, a pretzel, whatever the case, it's probably going to happen a lot quicker than it used to.
It's going to happen a lot faster than it used to, and there's more points of sale. We have something else to show you here.
We do. I'm going to follow you because this is impressive. Yeah.
So we call this hood row with all the cooking equipment and everything else. But then I think one thing that you're probably pretty excited about is this. And I know Sean and Shelly are really going to like this.
What is this?
This is our beer cooler, brand new beer cooler.
Look at the size of this thing.
Everything is piped underground to the front of the concessions building, but this is only a small part of all the changes that are going to be here. So we're ready to start cooking. We're ready to start making hot dogs.
And you know, we're ready to start eating them. I got to tell you that. Yeah, coming up in our next shot, Otto, we're going to actually go over to, there's a new team store that's being built. New administration offices that are really nice for the employees here that were very much needed. And we're also going to talk about some job opportunities for folks, some open tryouts coming up for team mascot and for the team field host. So we'll talk about those in our next half hour, but fantastic upgrade here to Avista Stadium. Roughly a $3 million upgrade out here for your fan experience. Come opening day, June 14th against those rival Everett Aqua Sox. Right, Otto?
Yes, we don't like the Everett Aqua Sox.
No, not at all. All right, we're going to send things back inside for now, and we'll head over to the team store for our next shot, guys.
You know, I think Otto needs to fire up one of those popcorn machines just to make sure that it works. But you go from the hood area over to the beer cooler.
That was a large cooler.
That's a very large cooler.
Are you thirsty?
Are you thirsty? All right, it is 6:12 and still ahead on KHQ Local News today. On our KHQ Facebook page this morning, we're very happy with Melissa Petty being in-house. If you have kids that are in middle school, it's never too early to plan for their college career. She'll explain in just a minute.
And as the weather warms up, you'll want to start grilling burgers, dogs, but we have a serious warning to anyone planning to cook on a grill this year. Straight ahead on KHQ Local News today, 6:12. Good morning.
Watch KHQ Local News and Ellen on your mobile device, free in the App Store right now.